Okay, so welcome back. Today is the third day of our workshop come FDP on SQL simulator. I welcome once again Professor M.B. Patil sir, Professor of Electrical Engineering, IIT Bombay, his MTech student, Mr. Thomas David. I also welcome Professor Sarvajna and all other faculty members and students who have joined in today's session. So just like yesterday, today also there will be more exercises on power electronics. So those who are having a background of power electronics will find obviously this is very encouraging, and for others it is a bit involving. So without wasting much time, I request Thomas to start his presentation. Welcome, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, clearly. Yes. Thomas, just one little request to you. Yesterday, I think Ms. Minu presented something and forgot to stop that presentation. Something happened actually, almost 30 minutes, nothing was visible. Only she was audible. And at the end, when she again shared the app through her cell phone, then only it was visible. So please be sure that it is presented and I can see it on my cell phone. Okay. So I will just make you alert whether it is visible or not, because it was not visible in the recording, unfortunately. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So shall I start? Okay.
Everyone can see the videos also.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Thomas Davis. I'm currently doing MTech in Power Electronics and Power Systems in IIT Bombay. So I have been working in creating contents for SQL Lab in Power Electronics section under Professor M.B. Patil. So let's get started with today's session. So I started sharing my screen. So I think it is visible now.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So
you can maximize the screen if possible. Otherwise, what you can do on the right, on the menu tab, just right click, and what you can do is hide the ribbon in PPT. In PowerPoint presentation, please go to the PowerPoint presentation. Mr. Thomas?
sir, now is it visible?
Your Google Meet is visible, not the screen.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Right. Now what you do?
Now I think it's fine.
Yeah, now what you do? Just near the file, make a right click.
Okay, sir.
Right click. Right click. Near the file, top left corner. Near file, menu.
Okay.
Right click and collapse the ribbon.
Okay, sir.
One more thing you can do, in the view tab, just say reading view. Right?
Okay, sir.
So the screen would be visible, and you can just then play around with this. Thank you very much. This was actually teaching from my side to other participants also, what they can do in online meetings. Because normally it is not possible to share two screens if you are using only one screen. So thank you very much. Now I will switch off my audio also. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. So, what is SQL App and why SQL App in classroom learning? All these have been discussed in previous two sessions, so I'm not wasting time on it. And for those participants who have not downloaded the SQL App yet, you can download it from Google Play Store by searching SQL Circuit Mobile. So this is a screenshot showing the app in the Play Store, and the website link of SQL software is shown here: www.ee.iitb.ac.in/delta SQL. So every detail about this software is given in this website. So as discussed in previous sessions, we already have more than 50 examples in this website, from which 5 examples were discussed in previous sessions. Let us now discuss 2 or 3 more examples today. So this is how we proceed to get the documents of these examples in the website of SQL. Go to SQL app for classroom teaching. Here are the examples. So today we will see rectifier examples. So I am opening p rectifier underscore 2 dot SQL project. Okay. So in every document there are 2 questions. First one which has solution in the document itself, which is expected that teacher will explain in the classroom. And the second one is SQL app exercise, so which is expected to be solved by the students themselves and verify the results using the app. So solution for this question is not given in the document. And now let us discuss the question. So let us now read the question. For the fully controlled rectifier circuit shown in the figure 1, find the firing angle alpha of thyristor to get an average output voltage 145 volts. Find the average current through all the thyristors. Assume that the inductance is large enough to give a constant load current in steady state. So we are given a fully controlled rectifier circuit with input voltage 230 volts 50 hertz, load resistance 10 ohms, and inductance 1 Henry, which is large enough to get constant current in the load. So we have to find the firing angle to get average output voltage 145 volts and also the average current through thyristor. So solution is already given here, but let me explain through a presentation. So this is the circuit, and this is the graph of input voltage and output voltage versus omega t. Now I'll explain how this graph is obtained, and from this graph we can calculate the average output voltage. So the operation of this circuit is that at an angle alpha, the thyristors T1 and T4 are fired, and at an angle pi plus alpha, the thyristors T3 and T2 are fired. So consider the duration alpha to pi. Here T1 and T4 are in forward conduction mode, and so current flows from source to load through these thyristors. And this time the thyristors T3 and T2 are in off stage. So current flows through this path starting from source through node A, then B, load, C, ground, and to source. So applying KVL, we get output voltage is same as the input voltage. KVL in this condition, these 2 thyristors are off. So in this loop, when we solve, we get output voltage is same as input voltage. And from pi to pi plus alpha duration, this duration, here As the load current is constant due to this large inductance, the current should flow through the circuit in some path. As T2 and T3 are fired only at pi plus alpha, this current will be flowing through the same path, that is through T1 and T4, as these two T2 and T3 are in forward blocking mode. So from pi to pi plus alpha also, the output voltage is same as input voltage. So similarly for pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, the thyristors T2 and T3 conducts and T1 and T4 are in off stage. So applying the KVL, output voltage will be negative of input voltage. So from this we derive this graph. So we can see that this output voltage waveform is periodic with a time period pi. So for any periodic graph, to find average of that, we have to find the area of one period divided by the period of the waveform. So here period is pi, and let us consider alpha to pi plus alpha as one period. So area is found by integrating the waveform. So from alpha to pi plus alpha, the output voltage is same as input voltage. So average will be equal to 1 by pi integral alpha to pi plus alpha V in d omega t. So RMS value of V in is given as 230 volts. So expression for V in will be Vm sin omega t, which is 230 root 2 sin omega t. And solving these equations, and given that output voltage is 145 volts, we get alpha equal to approximately equal to 45 degrees. The actual value is 45.3 something. Now to find the average thyristor current, given output current is constant, and also every thyristor conducts half of the total time period. So, and while conducting, the value of thyristor current is same as the output current. So average of thyristor current is half of the output current. So output current is nothing but the average voltage divided by the resistance R, as voltage drop across the inductance is 0 for a complete cycle. So solving this, we get IT is equal to output average voltage divided by 2 into resistance, which is 7.25 amperes. So now we have got the solution. So let us now verify using Secolab. So if everyone can open the Secolab. So these are some screenshots. So the highlighted one is the example we are discussing. So open P underscore rectifier underscore 2. So this is the circuit.
Hello,
same circuit.
Mr. David.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now it is shown. Now it is seen. Right. Sorry.
Okay. So this highlighted one was the example. So open this P underscore rectifier underscore 2, and this is the circuit, the same circuit, and this meter is to measure the average output voltage, and this one is to measure average thyristor current. This one is voltmeter, which measures the voltage between A and B, which is shown here. This is nothing but the output voltage, and this one calculates the average value, and this one calculates the average of IT3. This is a meter placed here, which measures the current through thyristor T3. So now let us edit the parameters. The parameter is by default 45 degrees only, so there is not necessary to edit. So we run using the circuit using the run button, and we have got the output voltage approximately equal to 145 volts, which is the expected answer, and IT3 is equal to 7.25. So we have verified this example using SQL app. And also for getting graph, we go to out.dat. So from that, we get a graph approximately like this, where the red line is the output voltage and blue line is the thyristor current. So now let us go to the SQL app exercise of this question. I hope everyone has verified their answer. And now the SQL app exercise. Find the firing angle alpha of thyristor for two different cases. The first case is we should get output average voltage equal to 100 volts, and the second case is thyristor current average value equal to 6 amperes. So we expect every participants to work out this and post their answers in the comment section. So we will wait for 5 minutes to work out and post the answer.
Thomas, these two are separate questions, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the answer for A will be different than the answer for B.
Will be different.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So first, let us just look at A. So everybody can just work out the answer for A. Once that is verified, then we will go to B.
Okay, sir.
Somebody has posted an answer 61 degrees.
Yes, sir. That's the
Is that
right
correct?
answer. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's. Can somebody verify that and we can share the screen? So we need to put this value in the alpha field and just run the program and plot and look at the value of the output voltage.
Sir, should I
Can you
stop
share?
presenting now?
Yeah, you can do that. You can stop presenting so that somebody else can share the mobile. So who got it right? Santosh Kadam, right? So is it, Mr. Santosh, is it possible for you to share your screen or share your app?
So who is sharing, sir?
No, any other participants who can verify this for us.
Okay, okay. Santosh, Mr. Santosh Kadam. Uh, can you share the screen if you are running SQL app? Indrajit, have you downloaded the app? Please download. You can also share the screen.
Sir, or maybe I can show some screenshots which I have.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you have the screen because it will take some time. Yeah, fine. You can show some screenshot.
So the answer obtained is 61. So in the edit parameters, we put the value 61, and then we get output voltage is equal to 100 volts, which is the expected answer. For that, we get IT is equal to 5 amperes approximately. So we will do the second one maybe.
Yeah. So now maybe the participants can do the second one. So now this is a different problem. You have to again find alpha for average thyristor current of whatever is given, 6 amperes. Okay, somebody has got the value 54 degrees.
Yes, sir, that's the right answer.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, is it possible for any participant to show their app, to do the presentation and connect their app to this, connect their mobile so that we can all see? Anyone? No one is able to connect? Thomas, how do you connect your app to, if you're presenting, is it possible or you have to join from the
Uh,
app?
yes, sir, but there will be some echo problems and all.
No, but only we want to see the screen, right? So they can turn off the audio.
Okay, sir.
No, you don't do it, but I was wondering if some participant can join from the app, from the mobile. I've never done this myself, so I don't know if that works. or maybe they're not able to do it. So maybe we can just go to the next problem.
Yes, sir. So, so the answer for second one is 54 degrees. So let us go to the next problem. So next one we are going to see is power electronics rectifier underscore 8 dot equal. So the same format, everything is same, two questions, one with solution and the other is SQL exercise. So let us read the question. For the single phase semi-control rectifier circuit shown in figure 1, find the average output voltage for firing angle alpha equal to 30 degrees. Find the RMS value of source current in this above case. So here also inductance is large enough to get constant load current. So here comparing with the previous circuit, 2 of 4 thyristors are replaced by 2 diodes. So that's the only difference in this question. So now let us see the slide. So this is the circuit diagram, firing angle alpha equal to 30 degrees, and this is the waveform of V in, V out, I out, source current versus omega t. So here also we find the average output voltage using the waveforms. So at an angle alpha, T1 is fired. So the current flows through T1 and D2. Current flows through T1 and D2. So the output voltage is same as input voltage applying the KVL like in previous example. And from pi to pi plus alpha, the load current is constant. So it should flow through some path. Since the source voltage is negative, so the current won't flow through the same path. Now, since source voltage is negative, if same path is taken, then the load has to feed the source. So now the current flows through D1 and T1, which is a freewheeling path for the load. So applying KVL in this condition, the output voltage is 0 in this duration, that is pi to pi plus alpha. So similarly from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, applying the KVL, we get output voltage is negative of input voltage. This condition T2 and D1 are conducting. And similarly from 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, the output voltage will be 0. The current will be freewheeling through D2 and T2. So we obtain the waveform of V out. So similar to what we have done in the previous one, we find the average output voltage by finding the area and dividing by the total time period. So we obtain the average output voltage. Solving this equation, we obtain the average output voltage is equal to 193 volts. For finding the RMS of source current, we first plot the graph of source current. So output current flows through the source for 180 minus alpha duration. That is from pi to pi plus alpha, the current is freewheeling through diode and thyristor. So the current is not flowing through the source. So at that moment, the current is 0. From alpha degrees, the current is flowing through the source. And the value of the current will be same as the output current. So we have plotted the graph. Looks like this, the source current. So for finding the RMS of a square wave, we just have to multiply the amplitude of the wave with the square root of duration by total time period. So solving this, we get the RMS of source current equal to 17.6 amperes. So that's the solution of this one. So now I have verified using SQLapp and I've taken the screenshots. So in the SQLapp, the project name is highlighted here, P rectifier underscore 8. So this is the same circuit, then the meters shown are same as in previous example. So we give input alpha equal to 30 degrees and the output voltage, average output voltage is obtained 193, which is the expected answer. And the RMS source current is 17.6, which is also the expected answer. So we hope everyone has verified using SQLapp. And this is the waveform for source current and the output voltage.
The
Third
source
one is
current, the source current is going negative here, right?
yes, sir. Actually, it goes negative. Yes.
So your plot was not correct.
I
Then this one
upload.
should go negative.
This one should go negative.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, we are finding RMS, so
No, that is okay, but this plot should not be misleading, no? So let's make this correction in the documentation later.
yes, sir. So for second cycle, it should go negative. This one, this part, and the fourth one. So that's only for calculating RMS. This won't matter. So now let us see the SQLapp exercise. So we have to find the firing angle to get an average output voltage 150 volts. And this is a continuation of the first question. We have to find the RMS of source current in this case. Okay, now we will wait for 5 minutes for participants to solve.
So you have to use this equation here, which says V out equal to Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha, right?
Yes, sir.
And Vm is the same as before. That's 230 square root 2.
Sine omega t.
Yeah, so Vm is, the magnitude is 230 square root 2. And V out is also given. Yeah, so it's a straightforward calculation. So can somebody do this? Tell us what alpha you get. Somebody has got an answer 63 degrees.
Yes, sir. That's the right answer.
It's okay. Two people have got the same answer. So yeah. All right. Good. Yeah. So let's then go to the next question. That is the RMS value of the source current is given.
No, it should be
No.
fine.
Okay. You have to find the RMS value of the source current. Okay. For that particular value of alpha. Yeah, so in fact, 3 people have got the correct answer so far. All right, well, now part B. Can somebody work out the source current, the RMS value of the source current? $13.7.
No, sir.
Okay, that's not correct. So this I out is going to change, right? I out will be now the new V out divided by R.
15 amp based.
That will be 15 amperes. Okay, so now that we have to substitute in this formula here. And also your this 150 will change also.
This 150 degrees shown here is the conduction angle of this conduction through the source. So it will change in this particular example.
So that 150 is 180 minus alpha. In this case, alpha is different, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us see if somebody gets it right. 28.13. Is that the
Sorry,
correct
sir.
answer? Somebody has got 28.13.
No, sir. So the expression will be 15 into root of.
Instead of 150, you will have 180 minus 63, right?
Yes, sir. 117 by 180.
$12.07. So is that correct?
Sorry, sir. 12 point.
12.07. So somebody
Yes, sir.
that is correct, right?
Yes, sir. It is.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So now,
And also,
the participants are really, they should really go to the app and verify that this is correct. Has somebody already verified? Just say yes in the chat box. Anyway, we don't have too much time left. Maybe you have one more question, Thomas, or
yes, sir.
okay,
One more.
let's. I think we have time only for one more question, so let's do that, and then we can request participants to verify all this later on SQL app.
Okay, sir. So now let us go to the third question. We'll take AC. So now let us read the question. For a single phase AC voltage controller shown in figure 1, find the RMS values of output current and output voltage and current for firing angle alpha equal to 30 degrees. and also find the output power and input power factor in the above case. So this is an AC controller circuit, AC to AC conversion. So we have to find RMS output voltage. For that we need to get we need to plot the graph of output voltage. So let us see the. So this is a circuit. So in this one we have two thyristors placed anti-parallel, and at an angle alpha equal to 30 degrees, thyristor 1 is triggered, and at an angle 180 plus alpha, which is 210 degrees, thyristor T2 is triggered. So from alpha to pi, when T1 is triggered and the voltage is in forward cycle, the current flows through T1 to load. So applying the KVL, we get V output voltage V out is same as input voltage. So and from pi to pi plus alpha, the T1 is reverse biased and also T2 is not fired. So in this duration, current won't flow through this in this condition. So the output voltage will be equal to 0. That is shown here. And similarly, in the negative cycle, at an angle 180 plus alpha, thyristor T2 is fired. At that time, the voltage flows, current flows through T2, and so at this time, solving the KVL, we get V out is same as V in. So we get the voltage waveform as shown here. Similarly, from 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, the output voltage will be equal to 0, similar to the previous case. So we obtained the graph as shown in the figure. Now, to find the RMS of any waveform, we have to find the average of squared waveform and take the square root of obtained average. So this is what we have done here. We have squared the waveform for the duration alpha to pi. So from alpha to pi, the equation is Vm sin omega t. We have squared the waveform and we have taken the area of that and divided by the time period. So we have taken the average of the squared waveform. And to get the RMS, we have taken the square root. So solving these equations, we get the output voltage average RMS equal to 226.5 volts. Now to get the output power and power factor, output power is nothing but our output current RMS square into resistance. Output current RMS is same as the output RMS voltage divided by the resistance R. So from that we get power is equal to output power equal to 5.13 kilowatts. Now to find the power factor for if we consider all the devices are ideal, the input power will be equal to output power. So we equate both these equations, we get cos phi, which is the power factor. From this we get cos phi equal to 0.98. So that is the solution of this question. So we can verify it in Secolab. So the highlighted one is the example AC controller 2. So now this is the circuit. Now this one is the voltmeter to measure the voltage between A and ground, which is the input voltage, and this measures the current, the source current. So So and this one is the power factor measurement. So it directly measures the power factor. Now this is a voltmeter which measures the voltage between V and ground, which is the output voltage, and this one measures the RMS value of that. And this is a multiplier with the load current to find the output power. So we input the value of alpha, which is already by default is 30. Now we run the circuit. We get the output power is equal to 5.13, which is the expected value. IORM is equal to 2.26, which is the expected value, and the source power factor 0.98.
The RMS current is 22 amperes, right?
22.6 amperes.
Yeah, 22.
RMS voltage will be 226. We have already worked on. So this is the waveforms. These are the waveforms. The blue line shows the output voltage and the red line shows the output current. Now let us see the CQLab question. So we have to find the value of resistance to get load power of 10 kilowatts when alpha is equal to 0. Now keeping the value of resistance same and giving firing angle alpha equal to 45, find the output power and power factor. So that is a CQLab exercise.
So if alpha is 0, then the switches are not really playing any role, right? Is that correct?
No role for switches.
Yeah, yeah. So it's as if you just have a voltage supply connected directly to 10 ohms.
The resistance.
To
Yes,
resistance,
sir.
yeah. And you have to find the resistance so that you get a power of 10 kilowatts. So what is the answer for this, anyone? It's straightforward. It's not really a power electronics question. Somebody has got 18.9.
No, sir.
Not correct.
Not correct.
Two point six four five.
Sorry, sir.
2.645.
No, sir. That's also. It's just
Now let us wait. Let's
V out will.
get it.
Okay.
So the input RMS voltage is still 230 volts, right?
Yes, sir.
So 230 square divided by R. No, that should be that should be 10 kilowatts.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can someone calculate?
So if you use V out square by R instead of I out square R, in this example it will be a one-step answer. So
Yeah, but V out and V in is the same, no, in this case.
yes, I out depends on the R, so they might be using this equation. So if we use V out directly, we get the answer. V out is equal to V out square by R. So V out is same as V in, which is 230.
$5.29.
Yes, sir.
That is correct.
Yes, sir. That is sir.
Yeah. So yeah, 5.29 seems to be right. Yeah. Okay. So what about the next question? Can somebody work out? Find the output power and the source power factor for the above value of R. So keep this value as 5.3 ohms, and for that value, calculate the output power. Now the alpha has changed. Alpha is 45 degrees. So quite a few people have got 5.3 as the correct answer. That's good. So you have to
I think
use
this is a bit.
Vm by square root 2 and all that, right?
Yes, sir. It's a bit lengthy calculation in calculator also, so might take
Oh,
time.
I see. It will take some time. Pi minus alpha 1 over 2 sine 2 alpha. So all this can be calculated, and then that will be the output voltage.
From that, it is very easy. Output power and source power.
So anybody got the output voltage value?
Sorry, sir.
No, somebody was saying something, but I could not hear. 9.052. Somebody's got 9.052. Is that correct? Is that the correct answer? What is that?
9 points. Okay, so power is 9.05.
Kilowatts, is it?
Ah, yes, sir. That's the right answer.
That is the correct answer?
Right answer, right answer.
Yeah, of course you have to write kilowatts. Yeah, fine. That's good. What about the power factor then in that case? Power factor is 1.
No, sir.
No, we are not talking about alpha equal to 0 now. We are talking about alpha equal to 45 degrees. Point 0.95.
Yes, sir. That's right answer.
0.95 is correct.
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, so I hope that the participants can also verify all these answers on the with SQL app. And that is really the intention. The students have to go through these calculations and check out for themselves in SQL app. And when they see that the answers are correct, they feel more confident about what they're learning. That is really the idea. So, all right, I think we have run out of time. So, we'll stop here.
Yes, sir. Thomas, you can start your video now. If participants have some questions, they can ask. Yes, participants, some quick questions we can have, and then we can end this formally in next 5 minutes.
Okay, somebody has said thank you for the nice session. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's good.
Yes. Any quick question? Because now we are at the end of 3 days. Initially, actually, let me confess, initially we planned it for 5 days, and we were supposed to also take the other simulators such as MicroCap and MicroWind, which are also needed for undergraduate education and some part in postgraduate education, including NGSpice also. But it would have been difficult because nowadays a lot of online meetings are happening and online webinars are happening. So the problem is of both bandwidth as well as data. So we curtailed it down to only 3 days initially, but we promise that very soon we will have another session on MicroCap, MicroWind, and NGSpice. To those those who are interested can join. Yes, sir. Final. You can have final words.
Yeah, so as far as SQL Lab is concerned, we have only covered some 7-8 problems, but there are a large number of problems which are still available on the website, as we saw earlier. And those who are teaching power electronics can try to solve all these power electronics questions. So they all have the same format. There is a question given, solution given, and after that there is a SQL Lab question. And at least some of these you can actually try out with your students. That would be nice, and let us know what your experience is. Similarly, for electronics, people who are teaching electronics, there are some 40 questions also, and all of those are interesting, and they can solve those and also try out some of those in the class with their own students. So that would be my request. Yeah. So thank you for organizing the workshop.
Sir, Dr. Rajeshri Sarvajna is here today. I think she has come after her meeting. We have a heads and deans meeting actually every Wednesday. So she has joined. Madam, can you switch on your mic and say a few words? Sarvajna madam?
I don't see her name here.
Yes, she is head instrumentation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, head instrumentation, that's right.
Sarvajna madam, are you listening to us? Okay. So there are some questions, sir. You can.
Yeah. Any hands-on experience for faculty on power electronics in IIT Bombay? No, not really. I'm not completely familiar with this because I'm myself not in the area of power electronics. But if you have any specific questions, let me know. I can forward it to my colleagues in power electronics and we can take it forward from there. Share the PPTs and recording. Yeah, that of course, I think Professor Gazre is going to do that anyway. And open source technologies in Mumbai University. I'm not sure what this question is. So Mumbai University is already using many open source things like Python and Scilab.
Sir, we also have Dr. A.N. Pawar, who is Deputy Secretary, Regional Office, Aurangabad. MSBT, I mean, the one which controls the polytechnic and diplomas. So welcome, sir. Can you have just 2 words, quick 2 words?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Good evening.
Now FDP is from 10 to 12 August, 3 days FDP arranged it. SQL and other simulation tools for circuit. It is good thing that Government Polytechnic, Nanded and SGS Institute of Engineering Technology jointly arranged this program. On this occasion, I congratulate all the participants who have participated for this FDP, online FDP. I also congratulate Principal Sir and organizer of the Government Polytechnic for having organized this program. I once again congratulate all the participants and organizer on this occasion. Thank you. Hello?
Sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Pradeep, you can have two sentences at least.
It was a very great experience to learn the SQL and some other simulation tools by the IIT Bombay professors and their trainees. We really get some new knowledge through the SQL software. We will definitely use this in the future for the practical purpose at the Polytechnic College, and I hope it will be beneficial for the engineering colleges also. Thank you, sir. Thank you for arranging such a fascinating training for us online. Thanks once again. Gazre sir, especially thanks to you. Thanks.
No. Actually, it was very wonderful that you came to me and requested me also. Finally, from other participants, I mean those who are not organizers, can somebody have a quick 2 words? Anybody who is not from either Government Polytechnic Nanded or SGS Nanded? Yes, you can talk, please. Hello, may I know who has switched on the mic? I request very quickly anybody who is not from Government Polytechnic Nanded and SGS Nanded to speak just 2 words before finishing.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir, you are audible.
Yeah, myself, Professor Devkate. I am from Nagpur. I was working as a principal of Priyadarshini Polytechnic. I had been attending the workshop of yours from the last 3 days. Really, it's wonderful because recently I have joined registered my PhD with the Government College of Engineering, Chandrapur, under the guidance of Dr. Rajesh Surjuse, sir. And really, it is a good exposure for me. I learned a lot from this, sir. Thank you, and especially you and the others host people. They have elaborated in a very practical, hands-on way. So we learn a lot. Thanks, sir.
Yes, thanks. Rajeshri madam?
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Please, थोड़ा सा मागे सरका, थोड़ा सा मागे सरका.
I made temporary arrangements. It was like my lecture was going on. So
थोड़ा मागे सरका, थोड़ा सा मागे सरका. Back side, slightly back side. Yes, yes. Now you can talk. Now you can talk. You are audible. You can talk.
yes, it's my pleasure to interact with you right now. Sir, you may remember Patil sir. I have attended sequel course in 5 days QIP program, and I have used it for 1 or 2 batches. Like right now, we are focused on virtual labs, and now I am planning to give it for second year students related to analog electronics. So we have performed one experiment of diodes, and they like it. So because of mobile apps, now it is quite useful for them. I thank on behalf of SGGS. But sir, we remember you, and actually after that course, we had decided to invite you here, but that was not possible because everybody was saying instead of attending course at IIT, now we will invite Professor Patil here at SGGS. So maybe next year, if you can spare time, we would like to invite you at our institute to see all the facilities, and many faculty are associated with IIT Bombay. So it's my wish, sir, you should visit SGGS sometime.
Sure. Yeah. Of course, I don't know how long this thing is going to last, but I hope that it gets over soon. Then we can think of something.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Garje. I am Dr. Gazre. Dr. Garje, he is actually my batchmate, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He is my batchmate, presently principal of Government Polytechnic Nanded. Sir, please, you can have final words, concluding words.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much to all participants, especially our resource person who has given a lot of time for all the participants, Dr. M.B. Patil, sir, and all other organizers, Dr. Gazre. There is always confusion, Gazre and Gazre. So Dr. Gazre, HOD Electrical SGGS, HOD Electrical Government Polytechnic Nanded, and all who have contributed in this organization of this particular workshop. So, all the participants in the workshop for 3 days, and we have gained all your students. So, thank you very much to all of you, and I hope that such workshops, especially the first joint workshop. So we hope that we will conduct many such joint workshops in future also. So all participants, all organizers, and especially from my side.
Thank you, sir. There is some audio disturbance from your end also. So, thank you. मराठीमध्ये सांगायचं तर तुमच्या भावना पोहोचल्या आणि तुम्हाला सुद्धा थँक्यू. So to finish, actually, once again, I, from bottom of my heart, I thank all the experts, especially Professor M.B. Patil sir, Miss Minu Martin, and Mr. Thomas David, I also thank my team colleagues, Pradeep Vinkare, Vilas Sarvadnya. I thank specially Dr. A.N. Pawar, who could find time in his from his busy schedule, and he has joined in the valedictory ceremony. I also thank Honorable Director Y.V. Joshi sir from HGGS Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nanded. So thank you one and all. Just to end, I would like to tell you all that all the 3 videos will be available. 2 videos are already uploaded on YouTube, and the links of 2 videos I will share on the WhatsApp group, and the link of the today's video, 3rd video, will be also shared very soon. So thank you very much. Please take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.